They didn't even look that bad. They looked white as hell.
Yeah, but they were shiny.
Nickname in high
Oh.
school.
You know
White
what I
as
mean?
hell.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like I was brown as hell in high school. I
Kinda.
turned white.
I mean, yeah, I mean, in our high school, probably everyone would call you like brown as hell or whatever.
That's
But
why my favorite football team I always said was the Patriots, even though I never watched football a second in my life. My favorite soccer team, even though I never watched soccer, I always told everyone my favorite soccer team was Mexico because everyone called me Mexican. So I was like, I'm just gonna lean into this, even though
yeah,
I don't watch soccer, let alone Mexican soccer. So oh,
that's
by the
still
way.
soccer.
I did find out, Mason, St. Louis does have a soccer team. They've
Okay.
been a team since or a club since 2023, so this is their third season right now.
I don't even
Um,
know their name.
St. Louis City. They're the St.
Oh,
Louis City
okay.
is what they're called. Yeah. I
I
was
like
like
that.
the U.S. soccer teams have really interesting names, and I really like their club shield, I guess, or they're doing it's the same as like UK. They have like
Their like
shields and
emblem or whatever.
yeah, I really like it. I think it's kind of cool. It has like the arch on it and everything.
They won yesterday.
Yeah, they did. They do
Nice.
good.
They beat Seattle.
They beat like LA. I think they beat the LA Kings
Hey man, the St. Louis
ranking.
teams
That's
that you don't know of, actually St. Louis as a whole, like I feel like St. Louis just does a good job winning. Like no matter the sport, they usually have a good team,
I agree.
you
Yeah.
know?
I think they're great. So I'm gonna start watching them. But here's the thing that makes me so unbelievably mad. I can watch any U.S. soccer team. I feel like for the most part,
Uh-huh.
Major League Soccer, which is like
MLS.
the top league, yeah, the top league for the U.S. That is only available if you have a subscription to Apple TV, like a subscription added onto your Apple TV subscription, like a
Oh,
12.99 subscription or something, for added on to your Apple TV subscription to watch Major League Soccer.
that's
And
crazy.
sometimes you can watch games on Fox or whatever, and some channels I was looking. The U.S. soccer team, the St. Louis City, is only on Fox on like March 30th. They have one game they play that's available
Mhm.
on TV. Everything else is on Major League Soccer, like the Plus or whatever the hell it's called. And I was so mad because
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
not
You
worth it.
should
Not worth it.
I feel like America should try to get viewership up for soccer. Maybe make it free for a couple years.
They should, yeah.
I don't think they're making a lot of money off of like, the airing of the matches anyway.
The
Or at least
women's it's big on women's soccer. Like I think on Peacock you can watch a lot of US soccer on Peacock. Or yeah, I think it's Peacock. And other sport
yeah,
like
because
Hulu,
Peacock
and
used to be
Hulu
what,
has
CBS
soccer
or
stuff.
whatever.
Yeah, so Hulu has soccer sports, I think, but like but it's not major league soccer. It's all like the under leagues or it's a women's major
Mm,
league, which is dope. So I'm probably gonna
yeah.
jump over to women's because I know the US women's soccer team has always been awesome. I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
think
sure.
they've been like
So
always top contenders the past couple years, I
so I'm gonna
think.
look at other women's soccer teams too. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah,
Yeah.
so St. Louis does have a soccer team. They're great, but I can't watch them. And luckily, I just started becoming a fan, so I'm not gonna just I can't justify like I'm not gonna pay that money just to
No.
watch soccer every so often. No way. I'll stick to Arsenal for right now,
Yeah.
but I'll support St. Louis. Anyway, everybody, what's up? Welcome to Path 142 of the Mellow Brick Road. I'm Van. Over there is Mason. And
Hi.
then all the way over that way is Trace. I'm not good at like,
Hello.
I keep forgetting the mirroring of everything. And then my finger,
Yeah.
it always takes off my fingers. Like I'm part of like once I move my hand up, I'm part of the Yakuza.
Yeah.
And
It's almost like you have a green thumb or something.
high five. Yeah, see, yeah.
Ah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Hmm,
See exactly that's what I'm talking about. Maybe the
yeah,
Zoom thinks I look Japanese. I was told that
maybe.
once in my life before. Did you know that?
I could see it. There's been a handful of people that ask if I have some kind of like Asian descent in me, just because my
What?
eyes are just kind of always squinted,
Yeah, well,
which I
yeah.
think is kind of bullshit. I think I just have a fat
What's with that,
face.
Mason? Why is your face always squinty? Like, why's your eyes always squinty?
They've always been. I think I've just
Why's
always
your
been
face
chill,
like that?
Yeah.
That's
I
what
was
he just
reading
said.
something on a writer's subreddit the other day that was like, it was just something I was scrolling past. Someone had asked, "How do you describe the eyes of like a Southeast Asian character without being like cliche or racist, basically. And the top comment was just, uh, "At all costs, try to avoid using the term squinty." I was like, everyone was like, "Yep, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't say
That's pretty
that.
much it.
That's
Yeah.
how you do it. Describe
But
them like
that's
eyes."
the only word I can think of, and I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be mean. It just to me looks a little squinty. That's
I
all.
think. Anyway, Trace, what's up? How's it going?
What up,
Oh,
dude?
I'm just out of the conversation now.
Yeah, we're just gonna skip past what you just said.
Okay, I'm on a
I
5-second timeout.
I just went on a less than 24-hour vacation.
You did. I can't believe you're already home.
Yeah, we bolted there and bolted back, but honestly, we got a lot done in that time.
What'd you do? I mean, you didn't boat or anything, I'm sure.
No. We just went and did some shopping, got some new swim trunks.
Getting ready for
Nice.
boating.
I got some new off-brand Crocs because I can't justify spending $60 on a pair of plastic, rubber, whatever they
Those
are.
those things used to be the biggest joke since the DeLorean.
And they were
Yeah.
not that expensive.
And
No.
now suddenly they're like the number one footwear, I feel like.
Yeah.
And they have accessories you can plug in the holes now.
Yeah,
so they
my
have a whole
little
nother
nephews-
market that
my
they're.
nephews
I kinda
show
like
me
that.
all the time. My
they
nephews are always
called-
like,
they're
check out
called,
my
like,
new pins or whatever.
Gibbets or
Yeah,
gibbets or
they're like
I
giblets or
guess
something.
It's fine. It's harmless. I mean, is it
Yeah.
harmless?
Yeah.
Isn't it like, aren't they plastic shoes? What are they?
Yeah,
rubber,
there's something bad for the
rubber-
environment for sure.
I don't know.
The only thing I don't think I've ever worn
Styrofoam, maybe?
Crocs. I think I've worn Yetis, or not Yetis. What is it? Ugg boots.
Coolers.
Mm.
Yeah, I've worn coolers.
That will
and
be the
shoes.
next trend, dude. They
No,
will
I've
Dude,
worn
get
Yeti-
their own.
Ugg boots.
Yeti
but,
has
like,
some stuff out there.
it was Ugg boot. I have Ugg. I used to have Ugg slippers.
Slippers,
Someone had
yeah.
bought me that were the best, but I've never worn Crocs because they were a joke. And then I thought people were wearing them like ironically,
hmm
and I'm still sticking to like, no, those aren't. But I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't have no interest in shoes
Yeah.
at all, so I don't.
I
Really,
bought a brand called Rugged Sharks. They're
Mm.
off-brand.
so it's off-brand
Crocs.
Crocs.
Yeah.
Okay,
I say I have off-brand
nice.
Birkenstocks.
I will say,
I'll say
back
that.
to your Asian eye mention.
Great.
I
Let's
didn't
go
bring
back-
it up.
Let's go back to it. The government's going back in time. Let's go back in time. Let's all go back in time.
Crocs have holes like that. Rugged
Yeah.
Sharks are like that.
Oh, they're more like slots instead of
Yeah.
holes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sideways slots. I see.
But
Yeah.
I see what
I
we're
will
saying.
say
Yeah.
they were kind of ugly, but they do sell a pair that are like the Crocs on the outside,
Mhm.
but then inside, not really stitched to it. I don't know how it makes sense. Is a water shoe, like inside of
Ooh.
interior, so you can like slide them on.
I am
but it's-
wearing.
Nice.
Dude,
I'm wearing my water
I'm-
shoes right now.
I might get a pair because, like, as much as we boat,
I am.
you'll never have to take your shoes off, and they
Yeah.
don't get stuck in the mud because they're on your feet. I was like, and they were $20. I was like, all right, that might be worth it. Oh, you got your Keens on?
Ah,
And my
nice.
Mario socks, my Super Mario socks. See, look.
Oh, I'm wearing my. You can't really. Oh yeah, nice.
kinda
I'm
see
wearing
Mario.
my
You got a
squatching
peek of Mario.
socks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have socks on because I think when we were doing all that yard work with Dad, I have a really bad case of poison something on my legs.
Yeah, I
Ah,
think we all got allergies right now because of all the woodwork
Yeah.
we've been doing.
I've
yeah.
that was
I don't get
the only
poison
bummer
ivy.
of the trip was I was having to reapply medicine every 5 seconds.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Fun thing about these sandals that I have on is they have like the strap on
The
the side
tan lines, man.
and the strap on. Well, I'm wearing socks and sandals right now because I'm the coolest
The
kid. on the
tan
block.
lines,
Even
man.
worse.
Yeah, no, it's actually it's worse than the tan lines, Mason. These were bright blue when I was given them as a gift. Our father had bought not our father, but like me and this one,
Who arts in
there.
heaven?
our
Yeah.
father, bought us all these matching because he always buys us matching sandals and stuff like that.
Nice.
When he finds like sales, so these were bright blues.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, take these." I was like, "Oh, cool, blue." We go out on the lake. I swim around in them, and
You swim around in socks?
no, in the sandals.
Oh, the sandals
It's a
were
good
blue.
question.
I
Sorry.
saw the socks were blue and just assumed
That's a
we were
valid
talking
question.
about these socks.
No,
and
the
I was like,
sandals.
oh, they faded over in time, and then you're like, then I was wearing them in the
No,
lake
no.
as
So
one person would. And
these
I'm like,
sandals.
I think that's just you. But
No,
anyway,
I just
continue.
wear these socks inside. They don't go out with me unless I'm wearing
Yeah.
long pants, or if I'm at like a
Uh.
gaming convention or something. I guess.
Oh.
but I was wearing these sandals, and they used to be bright blue. And I swam in the water for like an hour, sitting on the boat, just chilling, listening to music, having a brew. And I'm looking, and I see this like puddle on the boat because we've all been swimming or whatnot, like just like on the carpety, I think, carpet
Yeah,
sort of thing.
whatever that
Yeah, yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
The fake grass stuff.
it was like blue, like a blue puddle.
Okay.
And I was like, that's weird. Like it looked like the ocean, like the picture, like a drawing of an ocean that a kid would draw.
Yeah, not the water that our
Well, that's
local
weird.
lake
And I like
contains.
touched it with my finger, and my finger was like dyed blue. My tip of my finger, I was like, okay. And I looked down, my shoe, my sandal was like dripping blue liquid. So the dye from the
Oh,
sandal. Then I took my sandal off, and I didn't have tan lines. I had blue lines running down, like perfect
Whoa.
pattern.
you're going to be the next
Uh,
blue man.
and it last. I knew I was like, okay, the dye obviously is just running out, and it was getting in the water, which was weird. But I knew if I just I wore them for like 3 weeks. I was like, if I just wear these every time I go in water, eventually it'll stop, and it
Yeah.
has. And now
Nice.
now there's normal
Yeah.
like faded blue. They look like deep denim now, which is kind of nice. But
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
sure that dye breaks down in the natural environment. So
I'm sure I feel bad about it, honestly. I was gonna make a joke, but honestly, it's not a joke. It's pretty fucked up. Whoever made these sandals, so
yeah,
Well,
they
you would
must be
think
American made.
yeah, they're water shoes. Like they're made for outdoors. You would think
but
they would.
they were just shoddily dyed. I feel like the dye
Yeah.
the
The
dyeing
dye
process probably
wasn't
wasn't the
set.
greatest.
They probably didn't put a primer on. Maybe they only did one coat. I don't know.
Exactly, you got to put on that primer. And what was that clear coating or whatever they do?
Yeah,
That way,
should have
like
clear coated it.
yeah, because then it really makes it pop.
Yeah.
Color.
Get that
It's
glossy texture, that glossy look. You
kind of
know.
hardens everything together too. But anyway, speaking of these sandals, also they have
Oh
the strap
yeah.
on the back and on the side. And so
Hmm.
what I did was I put them on, put the strap on the back on so it was nice and comfy, and then I just super glued that shut. I rednecked it. That way I can just kind of slide in, and it's without even like strapping the middle strap, the side strap. I can wear them; they won't ever fall off. I can like full sprint. But if I want like
Nice.
extra, if I'm like outside like picking something up, like we're picking up rocks or something, like big heavy rocks, I can tighten it, and then it's like a full on shoe. That's it. That's all I was gonna say. I super glued my sandal, and it used to be bright blue.
And now it's better because of it.
It's perfect now. It's a great shoe. I don't have them. They're not tightened up right now.
Dude,
So
I feel like whoever invented super glue got the shaft, man. I feel like that's such a useful invention, but like it's pretty commonplace. It's very cheap, I would
I never thought
say.
about that.
Yeah, relatively cheap. I would say whoever. Well, maybe it's user error.
But it's been around for a long
I get it on my
time.
hands
Yeah.
every time. It gets on my
Yeah, me
fingers
too.
like no matter how careful I am, how precise on it.
Yeah.
They've made it to where you can like squeeze the side, the little buttons, so
I
it's
like
like
the
really
gel.
precise.
Yeah,
It
I like
gets
the
on my
gel
hand every
super
time,
glue.
dude.
You should have
Every
seen,
time.
dude. You should have seen me when I put the clouds in this room with the spray glue.
Mm.
Dude, I got to the point where I was holding a Dollar General bag as a glove and like spraying it like that. But then even then, the bag would get stuck to the sprayer. So then like I'd have to like rip dude, and then there'd be these are all cotton mason. It would have been your hell. Just cotton all over my fingers, all over
Yeah,
everything.
it was like stacking on stuff. There was like a
Oh.
film over everything, and the cotton was just like.
And then the fumes. The fumes in here, because this is a closed-in room.
It was like watching a time lapse of dust, like on a table, just like accumulating. It was so weird.
Oh.
I still couldn't get it off my lap.
I bet
Luckily,
you
didn't
had a
have,
huge headache afterwards too.
It was
That
great,
that stuff
dude.
is probably all still like trapped in your lungs.
I was there like
positive.
3
I
days
did.
after, and it was still
Yeah.
smelling.
Might be,
Dude,
honestly.
I accidentally got high
No,
in
I had the fan running, obviously.
I accidentally got high like that in ceramics one time with the gloss
Oh
because
yeah.
we had to take
Stick your whole
everyone
head
was
in the
gloss.
kiln.
Yeah, well, yeah. Everyone was busy in the art room, so I had to go outside to do it, and like I just put it in a bad spot, bad sun glare and crap. So I had a box, and then I just started spraying. I couldn't see like what I was spraying, so I got my head in there and started spraying more. And then when I got up, I almost like fell over. I was like
Oh,
so
God.
lightheaded.
Yeah.
And then I just went back to the ceramics room and like I thought I was dying. I was just like, I don't know why people do this. This is not fun. Like I don't why
I could
would you?
I could only do the super glue for like 10 minutes at a time, like spraying in
Yeah.
here, and then I'd have to walk out. and like let it vent out for a while. It was like a 3-day process. Honestly, it took a long time.
Yeah, man. It's yeah, not
do?
fun. And
We
like that's my other
sacrifice.
sensory thing is like when I get super glue on my fingers, like I just have to like keep rubbing them and rubbing
Yeah.
them and rubbing them
Yeah.
until it's gone.
So
Mm.
I stumbled upon a little bit of a hack the last time I did it.
Oh,
Oh
So
yeah,
I'll
what you
say it's a
got?
hack. Some people will greatly not
This is
like this at all.
a TDub pro tip.
Yeah.
ooh,
Um. So I got it like down like this part of my finger. So it was
ooh,
like in the crease, so you could feel it every single time.
The party
yeah.
zone, they call it.
Yeah,
Ew, I don't like that.
the party
Don't like
wedge is
that
what I
one
call it.
bit.
Ooh, the party
Ew.
wedge.
Yeah.
What they called you in high school.
Party webbing or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was right there, and I
I
was
don't
like,
like
I have
party.
to do something to get this off. And so I took 120 sandpaper or
Okay.
120 grit sandpaper and
Yeah.
just rubbed on it for a while, and it just
Yeah.
thinned it out, thinned it out. And then I went down to 80, which is like pretty gritty,
Yeah,
and
ooh,
did it
pretty
more.
gritty.
Then went back to 120, so it like smoothed my hand out. It got all the glue off, and honestly, it doesn't hurt if you go that light with it.
Yeah.
I thought it was usually it's on there for several days. It was already gone by the time I stopped doing it.
Nice.
So
Nice, very
it's a little,
nice.
I do like
little.
sandpaper.
I'm gonna call it an amateur tip,
What's
not a pro
100?
tip.
What do those numbers mean? I know they're like they but what is like a 120? What is that like? Is that
Maybe it's
120
like the
little
spacing
grains?
in between the bumps or
Yeah, I
whatever.
actually don't know. But
I was
like the
wondering
higher the
that.
number, the smaller the grit, the less material you'll take off at a time.
So it's like 5 like just actual shards of glass just like stuck to the
Yeah.
duct tape.
I've only ever seen, I know it, I'm sure it goes lower. I've only ever seen 60, and it's like your hand would get stuck like pulling across it.
Who would it hurt?
80 is like
Oh yeah.
the standard one at Lowe's or whatever, of like the low.
Yeah.
And then as you go like
The low at
220,
lows.
even 220, like if you took 220 sandpaper and sanded a countertop or like a piece of wood on top,
Right.
most people would be like, oh, that's as smooth as wood can get. Like you're not taking off much at a time.
Yeah, that
So.
smooth level of wood, like when you touch it, like when Morty touches like that ultra like flat part of the garage, and he like orgasms the whole time.
Yeah.
You touch this one little spot of wood, and you're just like,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Man.
whoa.
Have you ever seen two pieces of wood kiss?
put that part
What?
of that wood, hang out that up in my shower? What did you say? Sorry.
Have you ever seen two pieces of wood kiss?
Uh,
It sounds
only
like
on
a
the
joke.
internet.
Yeah.
It sounds
Rule
like a joke.
34.
Okay, if wood is smooth enough and like flat enough, when they go towards each other, they will actually create a suction. Like if you ever deal with wood
Oh.
often, like if they're flat enough, they'll like stick to each other. And it's not like you can't pull them apart, but
Yeah.
there will be like
There's like some kind of attraction to it.
yeah, there's a noticeable like stick, and you're like, ooh,
Is that why
strange. They call it kissing the wood.
Is that why you can't pull apart like a book when you got all the pages touching because all the pages are kissing?
That is so
That's
strange.
a magazine, and those are only your magazines.
Please, it's more like my keyboard, bro. It's 2025.
Yeah.
I love
Who
the
does
I love
magazines?
the 3-person dynamic.
Disgusting. Can't even press
I
the
love
buttons
the-
anymore.
I love the 3-person dynamic because it's always one person talking, one person making a joke, and one person like trying to like
Connect
like,
it back or
step
answer
whatever.
in.
back.
Yeah.
So it's like there's always somebody that's like, I got a joke for this, and then there's somebody that's like trying to answer it, and then there's
Yeah.
just a person talking.
Oh, here,
It's such a good dynamic.
Speaking of that, bro, Seth, I do have a joke that I wanted to open the show with, but I didn't
Oh,
obviously.
25 minutes in? Or?
I didn't open the show
Yeah.
with it, obviously. I also have to put in guitar music afterward, ukulele, because I didn't do that either. I'll do it right now.
Okay.
Because Mason couldn't hear me last time I did it, so we'll see if he can hear me this time.
I don't. My
Yeah.
jaw harp isn't nearby.
Oh, did you finally get one?
You hear
Yeah,
that? Really?
I can hear
I
that.
can hear that.
Yeah?
I gotta answer my.
Can you hear this?
I can only hear it when you're talking as well.
That's strange.
That is really
Yeah.
weird, actually.
I wonder if
I mean,
don't
as
know
long
what
as you hear it on your end, though, and like your audio picks it up, it's fine.
I had to put it in last week because actually it didn't pick up on my audio either.
How does that make any sense? That's really
Little
weird.
behind the scenes. Here's the joke that I wanted to start off the show with.
Okay.
It's actually on my phone now because the one on my notepad doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Did you guys know before he was one of the first men on the moon, Buzz Aldrin used to be a hitman, but he had to
Okay.
he had to quit that job. He was actually kind of laughed off that job, like made fun of so much he had to quit because he was so bad at it that like he would always botch up the job. Like he would always either like completely mess it up, like not get the person, or he would like do it like he was supposed to be like it's supposed to be a quiet thing, but he would like set off the alarms. He'd end up like, oh, you gotta make it quiet, but he'd like, mess up the cutting and he just have to end up
Right.
stabbing him like 100 times and make a big old mess. He was terrible at it. And he was so bad, like all the other hitmen at the agency, whatever it was, the hitman agency, they would make fun of him for it. And there was actually
Okay.
they actually came up with a word for when someone does like such a bad job that it like kind of ruins, like makes everyone like kind of bummed out because it's such a bad job. And they called it a buzzkill.
Hmm.
All right.
Hmm.
So moving on. Trace has a baby, and before he has to get dragged away if that baby needs him, I need you to talk about this thing because it's been on my mind all week.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
told me not to look it up, and I have not looked it up, and I give it about an hour a day. I sit and I
Of thought.
ponder what it could be.
Yeah, it's very it gives no information to what it actually is.
I have a
And
few
actually,
theories, if I
okay,
may.
I left out a word. It's a 3-worded thing. Do you want me to
Okay.
say the extra word, or
Yes.
do you want to guess first?
The secret word. The
I
missing
think
link.
the secret word will point you in a direction, but I don't think you'll get it.
Here's
still.
what I want to know. Here's my
Okay.
question for the secret word.
Yes,
Does it come before or after or in the middle?
it is.
I think
So
it just depends on the mood it's in.
earlier this week, I sent you guys Vent Haven. The
Yes.
last word would be Vent Haven Museum.
Okay. Vent Haven Museum. So
Yeah. And I will say their tagline on their website claims to be the only museum of this type in the world.
Okay.
That's like the second line is
Vent-
the only
well, now
museum.
it makes me think it is a Vent Museum.
So Vent Haven Museum. Is it a
Vent
museum
Haven.
for people who like hid in vents? Oh, is it wait, it's a museum. Wait, I know exactly what this is. It's a museum with framed photographs from all movies where there's a scene of someone in a vent. Right? Die Hard.
That's it. That's the
Other
only
Die
one.
Hard.
Other ones. There's other ones, but
That's,
maybe it even has Batman Arkham games in there because there's always a vent in that. Spider-Man has vents in his game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not correct, but it is interesting. That's a good guess.
I'd go to that museum because I'd be like, oh wow, that movie does have a vent scene. Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
I would love to
Yes.
see all 3 pictures.
Police
I will
Academy, I'm sure,
say
has plenty of vent scenes.
Vent
One of those
is
7 movies.
Vent is kind of the hint, but it would be so hard to connect these dots.
Vince Vaughn.
Vent. So Vent is part of the answer. Vent is
Okay,
within
so it's
the
a bunch
answer.
of like HVAC systems throughout the year.
No.
It's like a more open theater, and it's people just like venting about their like discretions and stuff.
Yes.
But no, I can't think of any other.
What is a
like
Vent
any other
Haven?
way you can
What
use
is this?
vent?
Yeah. What is this?
Vent Haven claims to be the world's only museum dedicated to ventriloquists.
Ooh.
Damn.
So
Vent
if you,
Haven.
Oh, I
yeah,
don't know
you-
if I want to go there. Then that
Yeah.
seems creepy.
That's
No,
why I
it's just
shared it,
ventriloquists.
because the picture they have, Van can pull it up and probably share it or put it on the episode. But
Yeah.
it's almost like stadium seating of the original post that I saw said that they were ventriloquist dummies donated by the loved ones of ventriloquists who have died.
Mason,
I
you
don't
gotta
think that's
see
accurate.
this.
I think it's just retired ventriloquist dummies, and they're
This is
just
the one I'm gonna
propped
share.
up. It's really weird. It's
Let me-
really weird.
I gotta show you this, Mason. This is nutso, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah,
hang on.
Not a big fan.
It is in Kentucky.
Okay.
Of course it is.
Of course it's in Kentucky, yeah.
Yeah, northern Kentucky.
And let's see this. No. Oh, they are in the seats.
They are
Yeah,
the
they're
the
sitting in
stadium.
these.
Absolutely not.
Look at that, dude.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
I knew there would be like a portion of people that were like into this thing, and then a portion of people that'd be like, "That's the worst thing ever." I'm in the latter boat there.
Yeah, dude, me
Look at
too.
that, dude.
I would
When I
never
saw that
show up.
image, I was like, I have to share this.
Oh my god.
Fort Mitchell,
Who's
Kentucky.
this?
Why is that tongue? Why is that one's tongue sticking out? I think it's making fun of
Oh,
me.
I think that's why she loves that. That's why she's holding that one. It's her favorite, probably.
I want to know if she's married.
So if you're,
Probably to one of the
it is
puppets.
actually,
That's
it's
upsetting.
very
That's
the
upsetting
very
to look at.
northern tip of Kentucky. If you're in Cincinnati, Ohio, you're like 4 minutes from it. Like it is right
Oh,
there.
Retired
if anybody's not-
ventriloquist dummies.
Yeah, some were claiming
So
it
it's when
was.
they're so all of Jeff Dunham's dummies are gonna go here.
Jeff Dunham does
maybe.
have a section in the museum,
Oh,
but I don't know if I don't
Just
think they're
like when he
retired.
dies, they're gonna put him in there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what he should,
Um,
when he dies, he should become a puppet. He should become a ventriloquist dummy.
So
uh,
it was started by a guy whose dad was a guy named W.S. Berger. That his dad was a stage performer. I don't know what he did or who he was, but he was just backstage with his dad, and he like collected this kind of stuff, and so it opened in like the 70s.
So it says, please do not handle Mason. Don't touch that one, Mason. We know you
Yeah.
want to.
I don't like how
He's like, oh, please
made
don't
up
touch.
they are.
Please
Look
don't
how
handle
like
me.
look
Don't
how
handle
crisp
me.
their like paint, like their makeup and
That's
stuff
what I'm
is. I don't
saying.
like
Oh,
that.
what about this guy? Hello.
I don't like that guy behind him, the white faced guy. That
No
guy
seats available
is
for
possessed.
you. Sorry, no seats available.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't
this
that
video is good.
terrible?
Dude, that's crazy.
So
She's a mad,
do you,
she's a mad lady. She's trapped us here. Help me. She turned me into a doll.
I want to tell you the first doll or the first dummy. They call them dummies, which feels rude. The first dummy in his collection. He bought it on a business trip in New York City, which
Oh.
started the whole thing. A doll named Tommy Baloney was
Okay.
the first one.
Tommy Baloney may be the first, but I am the favorite.
It has a collection of roughly 1,500 books, 1,145 dummies, over 5,000 photos, and countless other artifacts from handwritten letters to playbills.
Man, that's awful. I want to go. We should do a trip.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Very,
let's do
very
a road
northern
trip.
tip of Kentucky.
Here's the
That'd be
thing.
fun.
Well, my first like boy girl party in middle school, we watched two scary movies.
Uh-huh.
One was Dead Silence. The other one
Yeah,
was
love Dead Silence. That's such a good movie.
Vacancy. Have you seen Vacancy?
Yes,
the
I
like the
have.
off the road motel.
Pretty good. I like that one too.
Right. So we
I
watched
love Dead
both of them.
Silence.
Yeah. At the end, we took a vote on everyone there. So there's like 5 guys, 5 girls.
Sure.
Like
Good
which one
ratio.
was scarier? I was the only person that voted for Dead Silence.
Really?
And I still
So
think to that
scary.
day it's I
love it.
rewatched it a few years ago and it's definitely not as scary as I remembered it.
No.
But
It's good though.
dude, it is creepy. It's
It
not.
used to-
It's a creepy movie.
That used to scare me more than anything when I was younger.
Yeah, me too.
It's the nursery rhyme that goes along with
Yeah.
it. It's so
Beware
so,
the stare of Mary Shaw. She had no children, only dolls.
dolls. Oh man,
if
it's
you-
so good.
What was the next part? And if you see her in your sleep or something, no, I don't remember. But yeah, that terrified me for years, dude.
Beware the stare of Mary Shaw. She had no children, only dolls. And if you see her in your dreams, make
Yeah.
sure you never ever scream, or she'll rip your tongue out at the seam.
Oh, I didn't know there was a third part.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's probably like not. Yeah, it's
It's not scary. I recommend
love it,
everyone
though.
watch it. It's not.
I love
that
it because I
creepy.
watched it when I was younger and it scared the
Yeah.
piss out of me. And so like now, watching it now kind of gives me like this empowerment over it, and I just love it. I think
Yeah,
I still think
it's like
fun,
the
though.
Chucky movies. Like I remember
Yeah.
being scared of them as a kid, and then I rewatched it and was like, "Oh, these are actually comedies." But
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
So I'll end it with this on Vent Haven.
Oh,
So there's replicas of figures. So some of them aren't actually retired dummies. They're just replicas of dummies that have existed.
oh, great copies
good-
that are going
yeah.
to get pissed off that they're not the
Gotcha.
original.
So
Yeah.
Edgar Bergen, Paul Winchell, Sherry Lewis, authentic performance pieces used by Jimmy Nelson, Willie Tyler, Jay Johnson, Terry Fader, Jeff Dunham, and Darcy Lynn.
No way,
So some big
I
names.
knew one
in there.
person out of that.
But then I'm gonna leave you all with some homework. Sorry about that. I used to be a teacher, so the museum has 4 performance figures that reportedly belong to William Wood, who died under unclear circumstances when the tugboat he and his daughter were on foundered
Okay.
in
Hit
the
ground.
Gulf of Mexico in 1908. There are reports that it was a foul play situation. There are reports
like
that it was a total accident. But those puppets apparently somehow survived it, and where they were recovered. So
they survived.
But
the people didn't, but the things that can't move did.
Yeah. They even did an episode of Mysteries at the Museum, which recounted his death and how the figures made it to the museum. So your homework would be: was there a little foul play in this guy's life? I don't know.
Like someone like going for his dolls, or
no, the dolls killed him. Duh.
Oh, that's the horror movie. The doll on the boat. You're on the boat. Dolls on a boat. It's like snakes on a plane, but dolls on a boat.
Yeah. Okay, I am tired of these motherfucking dolls on this motherfucking boat.
Yeah, all the crew survived, but he and his daughter did not, and they were the only passengers on board. So it's like, it's kind of weird.
That is kind of weird.
There's reports of pirates. There's reports of they were thrown to the sharks. There's reports of all kinds of stuff.
How would you throw someone to the sharks?
They had to be quite annoying, I bet.
How would you investigate
the dolls?
I bet they were. I bet he was
freaks off this boat. They're fucking the dolls.
Yeah, I bet he was just like performing on the boat.
He was just being himself.
No, yeah,
he's just performing. Like, this is so bad. Yeah, get this guy out of here.
The sharks won't even eat you.
That would be amazing if even the sharks wouldn't go for it. I mean, maybe the sharks didn't. I mean, they didn't eat the dolls. They were. Maybe the crew was jealous and they wanted to fuck the dolls.
Yeah,
like, this guy's keeping them sexy dolls all to himself.
Yeah,
gotta get rid of him.
I shared that to our group chat just based on the photo of them sitting there, and then I learned all the things I've said.
That's horrible.
I was like, that's
so. Vent Haven's like ventriloquist haven. It's not like Vent Haven is like
that's
the
why I
place
was like,
where they are.
Vent is there, but you don't say.
You would
vent,
never guess ventriloquist.
Yeah, you can't even.
He was like filling out like the business permits for this museum, right? And he was like ventriloquist haven, and he's like trying to spell it out.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll just do Vent Haven. It's close.
Do you think like when Jeff Dunham goes to like other like when like ventriloquists go to like meetups or whatever or whatever they do, where they're all in a big group, they go in, they're like, "What's up, Vince? What's up, my Vince? Yo, is there a draft in here? Because there's a bunch of Vince in here."
I sure hope not.
Something.
I just figured out what WS stands for.
In here? I'm not doing it very
William Shatner.
What'd you say?
You're kind of close. I just figured out what the
Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare Burger is his name.
What?
William. That's the founder. That's
the guy's name is. Yeah, the guy's name was W.S. Burger, and he just found out W.S.
It's William Shakespeare Burger.
And his whole thing was ventriloquists.
Well, he was a stage performer or something, right?
His dad was a stage performer, and so he was just like, "This is cool." Yeah. And I'm sure in 1910, you saw a ventriloquist, and you're like, "That fucking doll's talking, man." Like,
I'm sure, yeah. That's probably
how are they doing that?
The first
your mouth is not moving. How are you doing this?
I remember
these are the real witch hunts.
I remember being a kid.
I'm just talented.
I remember seeing Jeff Dunham perform as a kid, and I thought somebody off stage had a microphone.
That's funny.
And so Jeff was talking when he was talking, and the guy off stage was talking when the puppet was. And then Mom was like, no, he's doing both. And I was like, but his mouth's not moving. And she's like, that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's kind of cool.
I always forgot that Jeff was standing there. I would just stare at the doll.
Yeah.
And then he would say something. I'm like, stupid person. What are you even doing here? Go away.
We went to a live show.
Really? Yeah, we went to his Christmas show. It was filmed in July.
In Springfield, Missouri, Illinois. One of the two.
Missouri.
One of the Springfields.
I believe it was Missouri.
I remember when I was really big into America's Got Talent, there was a 13 or 14-year-old girl that she won because she sang while also like doing ventriloquism or whatever.
I think that was really Darcy
good,
Lynn.
Yes, Darcy Lynn is her name, and she was really good actually. And her and her dummies were like fluffy rabbits and stuff. So it was way
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
way
cute.
cooler. Yeah,
That's
way
cute.
cooler.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not going there though. So next
Yeah.
subject.
I think we
Pack your
should.
bags. We're
I
going to
think we should. Yeah,
Kentucky.
we're definitely.
I
Now
said I
we're
was not going.
definitely gonna tie you up and take you to Kentucky to see these dolls.
Would
Ah,
What if we
Would
dress up
you-
like we paint our mouths, we dress up like dolls, and we try to sneak in,
Yeah.
like stay after hours?
We
no, thank you.
Go something.
we went to
No.
Trans World last year, 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
That just went by. Mason, would you do that?
last year.
Like, go
Oh
to
do
the
yeah,
that
I
again?
love that. Dude.
It's like Halloween.
It's for haunted house. For haunters, they go to this place. It's like an expo for like all haunted house, like animatronics, decorations, masks, costumes. And it's like where like the big, like it's where you see everything that you could like if you're a haunted house like manufacturer, that's where you
Right.
go to like showcase what you can do robotics wise, design wise. I mean, we saw a dude get like full on like makeup to look like Kratos from God of War. It looked
Nice.
amazing. A lot of creepy old men looking at the women getting airbrushed,
Naked.
naked. That was upsetting.
That one guy was just standing there like this.
Yeah,
like,
that was
"Dude,
upsetting. That was a bit
what are you
upsetting guy. He
doing?
was
Oh
standing
You
right
my
next to
can't
me.
do
god.
that."
The internet's free, man. You could
It was
Yeah,
an old man.
find
It was an old
something
man. It was
just
gross.
like that on the internet already.
I do want to go back just so I can get those creepy like wet alien hands or whatever those were. They were just
Why are
like
they wet?
I don't know. They looked wet. They looked like
They looked
slimy.
wet,
I
which was
loved it.
weird.
I wanted to buy
It
them
was
for
like,
my
are
dad.
Ew.
Literally, it was like, "Are those wet?" And we felt them. We're like,
I
"They're not
kept
wet, but they
going-
look so wet."
I kept going back and forth, back and forth. I was like, man, I want these so bad. Never went for them.
I wish I remembered the booth that made them.
It was
there
just
were
like
so
a
many
big
good
row
ones.
of like masks and gloves. It was awesome. Yeah, Mason,
was cool.
you'd love that because they also have the Christmas section at the same
Oh.
time. So like on one end is like the most terrifying things you've ever seen up close, and the other
Yeah.
side it's like giant reindeer and gingerbread men and stuff.
And there
It's
was,
so
like,
fun.
Barely a divide. It was just
It's
like,
like it's just
now
kind of
over,
like they
now
just
you're
kind
at
of like
Christmas.
they kind of just blend in the middle, and then you're in another section. Like you'll start seeing like really scary skeletons, and you'll start seeing like really cute, like kind of like bulbousy, like skeleton statues that are more like Day of the Dead, like Mexicana skeletons, and then
Yeah.
it'll be like elves, but like kind of like scary elves, and then it'll be normal.
I guess who's ever making the scary stuff is also making like the Christmassy stuff though. I'm sure
Yeah,
like you
it's a
can't
good
be
time.
too niche in that like in
Yeah.
that company.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
we
sure
always
the medium is
and last time
similar.
I made sure that I booked the tickets as we were haunters, not guests visiting.
Yeah.
I said like we own a haunted house.
Yeah, we pitched a haunted like trail walk to like
A
5 people.
haunted forest trail to
Or
one
that's
of
what we told them we
one
did.
of my biggest haunted house
Oh, so you guys committed
inspirations of all
fraud.
time. No.
Yeah.
No,
No, yeah, we did.
we did. But they took our money, and he actually gave us like legit actual advice on how to do it correctly and super cheap.
Oh, nice.
And so yeah, we need to do it. We just need to get the material and like plan it out. But it was one of the greatest experiences
And
ever. You should
as a
definitely
g-
come with us again.
As a guy that was there basically as a salesman, he was like, "You don't need any of this crap." I mean, he didn't say
Yeah.
that, but he was like,
He
"You have the
basically did tell us
environment."
that.
He was
re-
like, "You don't
yeah.
need props. You just need like ambiance for
let
your
him know. Let
environment."
him know
We were
who
like,
it is.
"Cool, dude." Like,
Let him know who it is, Trace.
Maybe like a fog machine out in the middle of the woods.
A lot of fog machine advertising at Trans World, dude. It's everywhere. They had some of that
Yeah.
shit. They had like bubbles full of fog and stuff, dude. It was.
Oh, that's
wait,
dope.
Wait.
It
I
was
used to have the.
while you're looking.
Oh,
It
the
was
ADD is kicking in.
Ed Edmonds or Edmonds, we don't know.
Yeah.
He was on a TV show called Making Monsters, and Van and I were obsessed with it.
It was on our name tags. Our name tag lanyards had the fog machine advertiser on it. It was like Froggy or something. It was Froggy Fog or something like that. It was had a frog on it. I remember. It was so funny.
Yeah.
I just don't know where.
They run a site called Distortions Unlimited, and that Van and I, that was the only thing we knew about. That was the only thing
So
we were
good.
going for. And
Yeah,
so like,
the whole reason I wanted to go was just to meet Ed or
Yeah.
just someone that was there. I saw his wife and I was like, holy shit, that's Ed's wife right there. I know she has a name, but I can't think of it right now. Holy shit, she's
Marsha.
right there. Marsha. She runs the business. That's a boss ass bitch right there.
Yeah.
And then we're literally walking around and I saw him and Trace was like, is that Ed? And I was like, keep walking. We can't go straight for him. We gotta make a loop.
yeah,
We made a loop and then we came back around. And he literally like people were trying to talk to him while we were talking to him, and he would like be like, "Oh no, I'm talking to these two."
Yeah, he
Like,
was
whoa,
locked on for a
it
couple
was
minutes.
it was
And dude, it
super
was like
mesmerizing.
pandemonium. It's like
It was
going through high
pandemonium.
school where you're like shuffling through people and like people wanted to take pictures and
He
like
had a
be close and stuff. And
giant
he was
pumpkin
like,
monster right behind him, just like
Oh.
over his
yeah,
head.
there was like
Dude,
a
it's
werewolf
so
like
sick.
jumping out at us.
I saw the pictures from this year's. It was because it was just a
Yeah,
couple weeks
it
ago.
just happened.
It was amazing this year. Distortions went. I mean, they always go out of their way to like have the coolest stuff, and they have a lot of cool like dead baby stuff. Mason, you'd really enjoy it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they had
I
cutting
was not
boards
aware of
with
that.
Jeffrey Dahmer's face on it, which I thought was so funny.
There were
That was one of my favorite things. The Jeffrey
there
Dahmer cutting board
were
was.
levels to it for sure. Like there was
You
like
can't
Van
beat
said,
them.
like the
Eat them.
cute to the
Yeah.
like dead baby in cooler blood. Like you're like, oh Jesus
Some
Christ.
stuff made me actually like super super nauseous. Like actually, like I was like,
Yeah.
I can't
Oh,
even
There were
that's good
eat for
things
more
where I
stuff
than
was
a
then.
few
like,
seconds. I
there
was
were
really
things
like,
where I was like,
Disgusting.
it was
that should be illegal.
disgusting.
That is
They should
so
not.
unpleasant.
They shouldn't be having this out.
Yeah.
But they did. Dude, some people were walking around with like makeup on, like special effects makeup. Dude was bald dude's walking around. He had a giant gash like running down the back of his head, like bleeding down the back of his neck. It looked
Nice.
so realistic. I almost wanted to vomit. And I was like, you can't just walk around with like an open wound like that. It was I've never had more fun. I felt so just like in my element there, dude.
It was
Trust
cool.
me, you'd love it. And there's so much like haunted like horror movie stuff there that you can get. Like, and there's so much like Trey said, there's parts that are so gimmicky and like childish, like stupid. Like he gets like the
Yeah.
fake puke and like that kind of stuff where it's just like, okay, this is
Nice.
silly, dancing
Or just like
skeletons.
a
But then,
Halloween mask
yeah,
that
then
was
there's
just
like a
like
whole
$4.
there's a room in the back that's like curtained off, and it's like they have thick curtains on the doorway because it's all like the blackout stuff. So it's all like the like
Hmm.
blue black light and stuff like that. And you walk into that room, there's like a 30-foot bat monster on like a like TVs, like when you hang a TV, it has like those arms like you screw it
Yeah,
to
like
the
a big
wall, and then it has like
Oh,
armature.
yeah.
armature thing. So it's like a 30-foot tall Batman, like man bat thing. Like it comes like every few seconds it goes. It's on the wall, like holding onto the wall, and then it goes and it swoops down in like a 20
Yeah.
foot arc and does like a
It
full
was
like flapping animation, and then goes back to the wall. It was, and then there was like a 50-foot like tree monster that had like vines that would like come out and like had like vines that like when you walk by it, it would like hook you a little bit and like pull you back a little bit and then let you go.
Oh.
Dude, that shit was in the haunted carnival stuff. Dude, I could talk
yeah.
about this all day.
There were some hallways that Van and I were like, let's go around. We were like,
legit.
we
It
don't
was
want that.
they had tiny like haunted house like experiences you could walk through. Like if someone it was like a sort of like a new kind of like 3D kind of
Yeah,
glasses
yeah.
kind of thing. It'd be like a little like 3 minute like you would just walk around a few corners and you'd be out. Or like they had like the spinny room you would
Oh,
try to walk through and
yeah,
mirrors.
we did that.
Oh, it was
We
so
did
much
that
fun.
like we put glasses on and the floor was like 3D.
Oh, I
I don't
hate
even remember
that.
how to describe
Yeah,
it.
it was so crazy.
It was so weird.
Yeah, it's yeah. You're going. We got to get tickets now.
You guys need to talk with Chandler, and you guys need to
We were supposed
buy
to go. We were supposed to go. He was
Yeah.
supposed to meet us there, but he never met us
well,
there.
I
Yeah,
was
it's
going to
in
say
St.
you guys need to buy the haunted house that's like right outside of Columbia because it's out of business now, and they're
Necropolis is
trying
out of business, huh?
not Necropolis, the other one.
Necroplanet. Wait,
Not
I don't
Necropolis,
know.
the other one. No,
I've
never been.
it's Fear Fest.
Fear Fest. Yeah. Wait, they're not doing Fear Fest anymore with the paintball?
No, like they've been hemorrhaging money for years, and
I know that.
like so
Only
they
did
had
that
to call it
once.
quits, but the landowner for it is trying to find another person to do another haunted house because of some tax stuff. Like the
Some
land is
sort.
already
And
like
Trey's Fear Fest was in the woods. Could be
Yeah.
I
like
never
a
went
haunt.
to that one.
Could be
Oh,
a
that's
sort of
the only
haunted
one
trail.
I went to.
Oh,
And
Necropolis was the best, man. It was
Yeah,
so
I
much
Necropolis
bet.
is
fun.
I mean,
all we ever
Fear Fest
did.
was okay, but I remember when I
Necroplanet was
went.
just a nutso blast.
Dude, the whole reason why I don't like scary like houses,
Oh,
like haunted houses and stuff is because when I went as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
we went once it was like another boy girl kind of thing. So there was like 7 guys, 7
Man, you got
girls.
around, Mason. You got
Yeah,
a lot of
man.
boy-girl parties.
Anyway,
Hell yeah, bro.
I was invited to everything. But anyway, um, and the first house was just the normal haunted house, super spooky, old house, creepy
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the second house that they had was in a sane asylum, so not that
Oof.
scary, just all gory and stuff. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't care; it doesn't bother me that much. However, the guy leading in is like, "Hey, this is a smaller house. We got to break this group up." And I was like, all right, let's do guys and girls, yada yada. And then the guy's like, that's a good idea, except I want you to be with the girls. And I was like, that's not what I said.
That's the
I did. I
best. That's
don't.
what you want.
No, that's for brave people and
Oh,
cool
I see.
people.
I see. Because
That
you
is
have to be the
not
brave
me.
That's for
one.
people that don't
Yes.
have
If you're with the
shoulders
girls, you
like
have to
Yes.
be brave. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to lead the group, and the entire time they're just holding on to me, and
Oh, I
they're
love it.
pushing me forward. I'm
I
like, hey,
love
no,
that.
let's just stay here. This is the
Yeah.
beginning. Nothing's happening right here. Let's just stay here. And they kept pushing me, and then all of a sudden you get people with chainsaws like, and
Yeah.
I'm like just standing here like, okay, I don't like that. Let's just keep moving. And
Yeah.
then they're all screaming, and I'm screaming in on the inside, and
It's all fake.
I know it's all fake,
See,
but
I
it's
got
still
lucky.
Dude, I hate
in
them.
Marceline.
Yeah, me
Marceline
too.
had a shitty little haunted house they used to do. They probably still do. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be like the
But it was
local
like the
psycho would be up
teachers and
there.
stuff would be in there. It'd be like the teachers and like
Yeah,
adults
yeah,
that we
yeah.
knew.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
like
Like
so
it'd
like
be
we
like
knew. So like
locals.
I knew because
Yeah.
there was one time like I knew the teacher. He would like talk to us in there,
Yeah.
and we knew it was him. So like
Yeah.
it got disillusioned for me. And
Yeah, I'm sure he was
now,
whispering, "Hey, come to this little closet over here."
now that would have been scary. For
Yeah.
totally different legal reasons. So I love like going into haunted houses and like I would always like fuck with the people that work there because I know it's fake and I know they can't hurt me. That's why I like going to the ones where they can touch you because at least like that's uncomfortable when someone like you can't see and someone just like tickles your head. That's scary. Um, but anyway, so I used to hate like I would never be the last person in line. I feel like we've gone over this. Like we go over this every Halloween when it gets like the haunted house
Yeah.
season. You can't be the last person, obviously.
It's
March.
it's March by the way.
It's almost St. Patty's.
I know,
Day.
but I'm saying like this is something we've covered multiple times.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't be last in line because you're gonna get taken. Someone's gonna like sneak up behind you and they're gonna like separate you from the group. Middle's the safest spot. But it's always everyone fights for the middle, so it's hard. You got to be in there fast.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be front because you're the first one to see it. But now I like being front. One, because you are on a date. It's or with like you're not on a date, but there's like a bunch of women you're with. Awesome, because they will be scared and they will grab onto you. And if you know it's fake, you're like, yeah, let's go. And my favorite thing to do is when everyone tries to shove me forward, I just separate my feet, I plant my feet, and I go, nope, we're staying right here now. Don't force me. Because like I'm gonna walk through, and I will always like I'll get scared, but it's like a fun like you're like whoa like oh my god you fucking scared me I do like whoa like one of those.
Yeah.
I still get scared, but I like playing it up too because it's fun, which makes everyone else behind you even more scared when you like exaggerate it, and then you just I don't know. Then you're just like okay, and they're like go go go, and you're like nope, we're just gonna hang out, and then because the person can't do anything, they're not gonna literally hurt me. And then it's fun. It's fun for me. It's a power. It's like a power.
I mean,
it's a power.
if you
thing
sign
for
the
me.
waiver,
My brain is like they could hurt you. They could be a
They could.
psycho.
Well,
They
see,
could.
that is a legit fear that I have too. But
it's not
I would-
outweighing your excitement for the
I have a lot of fun.
like what else? What should happen? I guess.
Yeah, and if they're actually a psycho, they're not
You're
going to
gonna-
go for me. They're going to go for one of the weak women that are like scared.
The
'Cause, like,
people,
yeah. That's another thing when you're in line of haunted houses. Don't act scared. Like you're scared before you go into a haunted house. Everyone is, of course, but you can't look scared because they have people out there dressed up like Freddy Krueger and whatnot, looking to scare you
people.
before going in.
Yeah.
So if you don't look scared, they won't go after you. If you just ignore them, they'll ignore you. But if you look scared, they go right for you.
Yeah, I understand. That's what you're supposed to do. That's like when you see like a bear or something or like a wild animal, you're not supposed to act scared, but you're going to, like you just can't not do that.
But it's like when you're talking to alcoholics and they're like, I can't stop drinking. It's like, just stop. It's that easy. Just stop. It's like that. Just don't be scared.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. I don't know what
it is that easy.
Is it that hard
I mean,
to,
it is that easy.
It's like a light switch. On, off. Just switch it to off. It's easy. It's literally that easy.
During that whole thing, I was
Israel
thinking
Palestine. Just stop fighting. Oh my god. Like, come on.
Oh, I see where you're at now. Okay.
Just like it's that easy to just like stop things. Just stop. Knock it off, you bozos.
My brain was going to the I think you should leave sketch where like the like crazy animal comes in and he's like the first thing I thought of was I don't have to go to work tomorrow. Like you were talking about getting attacked at a haunted house, and I was like, that'd be a pretty good paycheck. You could sue somebody good on that.
Oh,
and
for
I don't have to go to work. Like my brain literally went, Oh damn, you'd get paid well if some psycho
Yeah.
attacked you.
Yeah.
If you
What
lived.
What world are we
what
living
world
in?
are we living in?
Oh
That's the
shit.
first thought.
The first thought is you don't have to go to work tomorrow. Oh
That
shit.
is
Oh
so
man.
funny. I'm gonna see. I gotta see. Oh, you know what? Let me do my ad real fast before we get out of here because we're getting close. So the ad this week, is for soap for your soap. Because sometimes when you're out in public, and you don't want to use like normal soap because sometimes you're out and about. You go to Lowe's, you need some like lumber for a project you're trying to build your wife at home, so you go to Lowe's and you gotta spin there and you're picking out wood and you're like, oh, is this the right length of wood? Is this the right width of wood? Is this the right grain? Is this sandpaper got enough glass in it? Uh,
Yeah.
and you're
Call
like, oh,
back.
I gotta do, and you're like, you're thinking of all this wood. And you're like, oh, I gotta take a dump real bad. I gotta go poop. So then you go into the bathroom and you go in the stall and you drop some hot pancakes in the toilet bowl. And then
Well, hot
then you
lumber.
get up
You're
and you
dropping logs.
you open that is a much better analogy, thank you. And you open the stall door to go wash your hands and you just see someone standing on the sink and they're peeing in the soap dispenser of the bathroom and you're like, I gotta wash my hands. I gotta get back to work. I came here for my lunch break and now I gotta deal with this. I can't wash my hands. How am I supposed to go back to work? I'm a chef. I can't. I
Oh,
gotta wash my
okay.
hands before I go back to work.
Oh, okay.
So, but I can't if it's got piss inside the soap dispenser. That ruins all the soap, I think. And so, but oh wait, what do? You reach in your back pocket, you pull out your soap for your soap. So
Right.
then you get your soap dispenser and you get that pissy soap on your hands. But it's all dirty soap, right? It's dirty soap. You don't want to use this soap. Then you get your soap for soap and you put that on your soap, your dirty soap, and now you got clean soap and you can wash your hands with it. So it's for you wash the soap, you wash the pissy soap with your soap for soap, right? And it gets all cleaned out, right? Don't rinse the water, right?
Yeah, don't rinse it away.
Because then you got soap, and then you take that newly cleaned soap and you press it. You take like it's all gloopy, right? The new soap. You gotta get it out of the water. You gotta like scoop it up like this. You squish it like, and it's gonna be like a Play-Doh substance. You dry it out, right? Soap. You got all the water like cheese. If you have a cheesecloth on hand, that's useful. And then right, and then you got that, and you set that on the stall. You put it underneath the not the stall, but you set it underneath the a hand blow dryer thing. You gotta hit it a few times because it's gonna take a while for it to dry out. And now you've got a nice little clump of dried clean soap. Use that to wash your hands, and you can leave it in the sink for the next guy. And he's got nice clean soap instead of the pissy soap. And that's soap for soap.
I got a question.
10 packets, $50.
Could you? Well, no. Could
It's
you
what it
just like?
is.
Could you just bypass the bad soap and just use that as like soap to wash your hands?
No. No. Soap for soap cannot be used as soap. That is a crucial detail in the
You would
product.
think if it's soap for soap, you could probably just use it as soap.
No. It's cleaning product. You wouldn't put dishwasher fluid on your hand as soap.
Yeah, I guess because I didn't know dishwasher fluid was a thing.
You wouldn't put laundry detergent. You wouldn't use that as soap for your hands.
Hmm.
This is soap for your soap. It's not soap for
Hmm.
your hands. Actually, you know what? Actually, if it's on your hands for too long, it'll burn through your skin.
Oh.
Yeah, literally, like burn through it, like you use like a cartoon, like when acid goes through a floor. It'll look like
Oh.
that, but real life.
Oh, so this thing has been thoroughly tested and it's been like approved by a lot of different medical professionals then.
It only turns like poisonous or acidic like that after 10 minutes of contact.
Oh, okay.
Before 9:59, you're good. So that's why you have to really like when you get the pissy soap, you put the soap for soap on it. You gotta really like you gotta start going. You gotta work. You gotta go fast. You gotta go fast. You gotta go fast. That's why the water. You close the sink. Don't let it drain. Run it through your water so that way you can get your hands clean of it pretty quick. And now you have just kind of like a bowl of water and with the soap and the soap for soap, and then you let that just mix. Let that mix. Let that mix. Let that mix. Keep your hands clean. And then after it's all gloopy, then you can handle it. Now it's just soap. It's just really wet soap. Now you just gotta dry it out. Then you're good. That's why you have to get the water in the sink.
Couldn't you just like buy another thing of like regular soap to keep in your pocket then?
Who carries soap in their pockets, Mason?
Yeah,
I get
that's
like
dumb of
hand
me.
sanitizer is fine, but like soap.
Yeah, but you have a cheesecloth.
If you're a person that carries cheesecloth, maybe you work at a cheese store.
Oh, right, you're a chef in this scenario.
Oh, right,
yeah.
all chefs carry cheesecloths. Thank you.
I didn't even
answered your own question.
I'm so sorry for coming off.
It's like you weren't even watching the infomercial.
Yeah, were you even watching the show?
I
Like
just
I
say,
said,
the first 90% of that was a personal story between you and I. That was a like retelling of you and I the other day at Lowe's.
look, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen someone pissing in a
Not
soap
that,
dispenser
yeah,
before.
not that there was.
Like
that
I
was
said
the
before,
10% that wasn't
10
there.
packets, $50. Soapforsoap.com. That's 4, the number 4, followed by FOR soap.
4.
Soap for soap.
For soap.
But the 4 and the number 4 has a slash between it because they don't really care which one you use. But they didn't realize like as a URL you can't like choose a URL which one. So they just put both in the URL. So you have to use both. They don't care which one you use, like when you say it, like when you spell it out personally. But on the URL you got to use both.
Yeah.
Soap for
And
soap. So on the
use it
URL
correctly,
is soap for soap.
because the opposite one, you don't want to see that one.
You don't want the opposite one, no.
It'll redirect you to the Vent Haven Museum or whatever.
Yeah, that's what they use to varnish the cheeks of the dolls. And I ain't
Yeah,
talking about the
keep 'em.
face.
Ooh.
The hand cheeks, where the hands go. You want it nice and smooth and polished so the hand slides in and out easy between the cheeks.
See, we hated that, and you kept going as if like we didn't hate it yet.
Yeah,
but we
Trace,
already,
why don't you tell everyone where
It's the
they
same
can
thing as
find you?
my haunted
we
house thing.
already
See, like,
did it.
you guys do like, let's leave. I'm like, no. Just because you want to leave, that's why you're staying here. That's why we're
I gotta go
that's why
pick
we're
up my
staying here.
son out of his crib.
Go tell give us all a quick rundown of your shiz.
On my little mini vacation, I did not find any rescue heroes, so
Darn.
give me yours.
Oh,
Because I can't find them.
Look up our Patreon of Watch Me and Trace play Split Fiction, that new game
Yes.
on Twitch. We've been playing Split Fiction live. Follow us.
If you're not playing Split Fiction, come watch two guys play it because it is the most fun game ever. It is
we
so
finally
awesome.
got to the dragons, Mason.
Nice.
I think we're getting close to Terminator.
fun.
We're getting close to Terminator. I'll tell you about it. But yeah, it's on our Patreon right now. The recordings are like 2.5 hours each one. They'll soon be on YouTube, but we'll figure out when to do that later. But we're gonna start doing that more. Putting the
I
Twitch
occasionally stream along with Van
TDub.
On Twitch, TDub on Twitch. If not, just go follow Van at OnlyVans23. I'm on Facebook at TDub Projects. I recently made some gardens for my wife. Nice. I'm working on some Easter bunnies for somebody else. I did a custom gaming desk thing for somebody, so come check all that out. I'm finally getting busy now that it's nice out, even though it snowed last night.
Yeah, that was fun.
But yeah, TDub Projects on Facebook.
Nice.
Bye.
And TDub34, bye on Twitch.
Just TDub. Just TDub. I don't know how I've had 3 people offer me money for that name. I don't know how I got it.
Yeah, that is
their
crazy.
offers are not enticing enough. I'll just put it that way. And I don't think it's legal.
He wants more.
I don't think it's legal. I think that's legal in the state of Missouri. So
nice. It's his catchphrase.
Right. See you later.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah, the Split Fiction is so sick. It's basically like both sci-fi and fantasy. So you go through like a sci-fi story and then a fantasy.
Yeah, I started watching the your guys' first playthrough of it, but then I got busy at work, so I stopped watching
it's insane. I think we're gonna get close. I think we're getting close to Terminator level. I hope we do.
Nice, because I was looking at it and it looks like it's like a true co-op game. Like it's not a single player game.
No, it's the company that makes it. They've done all the best co-op games lately. A Way Out, that prison escape game. It Takes Two, which is almost like a marriage counseling game, which was so much fun. And then it was both. I think both those games got Game of the Year. I know It Takes Two got Game of the Year a couple of years ago, and now this is their new one, and it is mind blowing how innovative these developers are, because they've taken like cliche things that we've all seen 1,000 times, and they just come at it with this new angle that you're like, oh, whoa, okay, I've done this, but I've never done it like this. It was so badass, and like and I mean, if you keep watching them, you'll see like if you didn't know that have me and Trace have like we were definitely like autistic in a way. The amount of references that are made during each playthrough of that game is almost embarrassing. Like
Hmm.
every second, I'm like, oh, that's like that thing. Oh, that's from that movie. Oh, that's from that movie. That's from that movie. That's from that game. But dude, it's so cool. I love it. And there's probably 1,000 things we missed, right? Like Easter egg reference wise. But like, yeah, definitely check out Split Fiction. Just check it out. But if you don't want to buy it, watch us play it on Twitch and on Patreon right now. And I'm pretty sure it's free. You can watch it on Patreon for free. Just sign up.
Oh,
Sign up for Patreon. You don't have to pay for it at all, and you can watch it. So it's all on our Patreon. It'll soon. I don't know. Maybe when we're done with it, we'll put it on YouTube. But we'll see. I don't know how these games
yeah,
are usually like strangely big.
yeah. I got some ideas, but we'll talk after.
Heck yeah. So yeah, get ready for the more of those Twitch streams, like recordings. I'm gonna put them on YouTube and Patreon and all that stuff. So everyone get ready for that. The hero for this week is gonna be all the Missouri protesters again. Keep protesting. I saw a lot of people in Jeff City, all over the place. Good job, way to go. They're taking away our abortion rights. So get the fuck out of here, everybody.
Which is crazy. We voted for those.
Which is exactly insane. But here's the question I had. And I didn't have a chance to ask Trace this, but what do you? And we don't have an answer for this, but where do you think the next summer hit song is going to come from for summer 2025? Do you think it's going to be like a pop song, a country hit? You think it's going to be like from a new artist, or maybe like a band that we've all known and loved for a long time? Where do you think it's going to come from? What are you thinking? How do you see like the music industry moving right now?
I feel like stuff is starting to get more slow. Like I feel like club and dance music isn't really a thing anymore.
Yeah,
So like really it's definitely not as popular as like when we were in college.
for sure.
So I think but I think we're getting to a point now where people are just wanting to get fucked up.
Yeah.
So I
You
think
think it's gonna be a
we'll
party song?
I think it'll be kind of like a dance, a club song.
Okay.
And I'm thinking it's going to be someone new, but I could see like Daft Punk coming back and making one or something.
Ooh, just coming out with a
You know,
banger out of
I haven't heard
nowhere.
anything from him in a
Like
while.
so, like that's
So
what I'm saying. Like some random like banger where you're like, whoa, wasn't expecting that
yeah,
from you this
but
year.
I feel like most summers like it's always a new artist that gets big. Like I feel
Yeah.
like Chapel Roan was that last summer. You
True. Yeah.
know.
I thought of this question because I was watching something and someone mentioned "Call Me Maybe," and I remember when that song came out. That
Ooh,
song, dude,
that's
that
a
was my
banger.
song of this. I listened to that song a stupid amount during that summer. It was so embarrassing. Um.
It's a good song
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I think it's definitely something catchy.
for
For sure.
sure.
It's
Yeah, it might
gotta be
not.
catchy.
Years later, people will probably make fun of it, but
Yeah, for sure,
no.
for sure. I don't know. I was just trying to think. Like, it could be like I couldn't. It could be a country song, country
I can see it
rap,
being a country
country
song.
pop, something like
I
that.
mean, there's a lot of big artists that are going country
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
Beyonce, the guy with all the tattoos, Post Malone.
Everything's kind of moving in a country
Oh,
direction,
I
which is
hate
weird.
that though.
Which is weird. Yeah, I'm not a big
Hey,
fan of it.
country.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Um,
I
I'd
like
like to
sad
see.
country, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to see. Yeah, someone like Daft Punk would be sick. Just come out of nowhere, or something
Maybe
like
The
that would be cool.
Weekend.
Ooh, that'd be surprising. I haven't heard from The Weeknd in a while, but I don't really
Yeah,
look
me
for The
neither.
Weeknd, I
I
guess.
don't either. Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, if it's on the radio, I'll listen to it, but I also don't listen to new songs on the radio that often. So.
Yeah. But Mason, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Instagram threads, Mason Greenwell 52 on there. TikTok, Blue Sky, M Green Wee.
There we go. I'm on Instagram as well at Van Windsor. It shows on Instagram, mbr.pod, and on Facebook, Mellow Brick Road, and on Blue Sky, Mellow Brick Road podcast. There we go. Look for us on there. I also have a Twitch, OnlyAdvance23, like Trace said. Check him out, TDub. We stream every so often. I like to stream during the St. Louis Blues hockey games. I was streaming last night. I was trying to play Odd World Soulstorm. I was playing it earlier in the day. I streamed it, and I did terrible. I was trying to save 250 people from genocide. Ended up only saving 57 out of 250. It was very difficult. So I thought, oh, I'll give it another go during the Blues game. Played for about an hour. Wanted to break my computer in half because I couldn't get it, and I just gave up. started playing Killer Clowns, which is fine because the Blues won 5-1. So it was a great night. So whenever the Blues played, that's what I'll be streaming most likely. So check me out on there. But yeah, check out the Twitch streams on our Mellow Brick Road YouTube and Patreon. Check out the Patreon for all that kind of fun stuff. I think that's everything. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, on Spotify, iTunes. Give us those 5 stars. It really helps the podcast when you do that. And I think that's it. So until then, everybody, mellow manifestations.
Stay safe out there.
I guess I'll just hold on to the ukulele. I think I just put it out of tune. I'll just hold on to the ukulele to make it look like I'm playing, even though I'm not.
I hear that.
You hear this?